I think most of you know my background. I was the British #1 bodybuilder for a while, British champion. And then when I finished, I trained and prepped over 1,000 bodybuilders. Not just bodybuilders, bikini girls. At one point, most of my clients were bikini girls and men's physique athletes until I stopped. I had a team called Team Savage. I'm also a gym owner. Every single week, I see a young person coming in their 20s and they got sore joints. You can see that they're strapping up their elbows and their knees, and they're always complaining of aches and pains. And I always say to them, look, do you know that's inflammation? And they always look at me like there's something wrong with me. And they ask me, well, how is that caused? And most of the time when you listen to these guys, they've also got gut issues. And I tell you guys, for you bodybuilders or aspiring bodybuilders, it's inflammation due to the foods that you're eating. Now, it doesn't make any sense that grown adults in bodybuilding industry, in the fitness industry, are being encouraged or being advised to eat food like cereal that's meant for children. What happens when you eat these foods? These foods contain too much sugar, and they contain additives, preservatives, emulsifiers, stabilizers, things that your body cannot digest. And because your body cannot digest these foods, they cause inflammation. Inflammation is caused by your body's response to the food that you've eaten. So you've eaten the food, the body's responding. Now, you've got to think about inflammation. Inflammation is like you cut yourself. And when I was nursing, something that you learn, you cut yourself. Inflammation is part of your body's healing process. So you cut yourself, and straight away, your body sends the healing army. The area swells up, and then it's hot, inflamed. If you cut yourself before, straight away, it swells up. Straight away, you get something, the swelling. That's your body sending the healing army to start initiate the white blood cells and that, to initiate the repair. Now imagine when you eat the sugary stuff, all this processed, ultra-processed stuff, they cause inflammation in your guts. Your body cannot break it, and your blood vessels, and eventually what happens is that area are staying at the initial stage of the inflammation. Remember, if you cut yourself, your body heals slowly, it gets inflamed, it gets swollen, and then slowly there's a soft scab, and then the inflammation goes down, then slowly there's a hard scab, and then it goes up, and then it heals. It may not get back to the original shape, but then it heals. So imagine being stuck at the initial part of the inflammation, of the healing. So when you got inflammation, your cells are stuck at the initial stages of healing. Remember, the body sends the healing army down just to start the repair. And eventually, because you're keep eating those foods, the area, especially your gut, is constantly inflamed. And inflammation starts causing joint problems. When you try and train, and you're training and you find that you got sore joints and you're struggling and you're having to put lots of knee wraps, that's because you have inflammation. And how do you combat that? This is what I do with my athletes who come to me and they got chronic inflammation. Eventually, it becomes chronic. When it's inflamed for a long time, and then you got joint problems, you got elbow problems, shoulder problems, and then you're thinking, why? I used to wear wrist straps. I used to wear them all the time before I understood it. The best way to go up on about it, if you want to treat your inflammation, is to sort out your diet. Now, what I do with my clients who got inflammation is straight away, I take all their carbs out, especially sugar, take it out completely, replace them with high fats. And then the ones who try to build muscle, they have high fats, high protein, and some vegetables. No carbs in yet. Then you do that for a few weeks, until they become truly fat adapted. And then you start putting the carbs in before and after training. And the ones that are a bit severe, I make them fast. We talk about fasting another time. I make them fast. In fact, one of my athletes did a 48-hour fast, and he said to me, after obviously he'd been eating the way I'd suggested for a while, taking the carbs out, eventually when he did the fast, he realized that his sore joints were okay. I was the same. I had sore joints, my joints, literally I could not even walk up the stairs properly until I changed my diet. If you want to stop your joints from hurting, cut out the sugar and the junk food. I know people get up in the morning and they have a bowl of porridge and all of that. That is also sugar. That will cause inflammation. If you get up in the morning, bagels are the same, all these Pop-Tarts, Rice Krispies bars, and all this stuff that you guys are eating, they will cause inflammation. And if you cause inflammation, if you want to get rid of that, change. Stop eating those foods. If you only eat carbohydrates, eat a sweet potato, eat some wild rice, eat some steel cut or jumbo oats, even a normal potato. But this You don't eat foods that are bad for your body, because those foods, those plastic foods, look at it this way. If you've got, if you have a potato, sweet potato, and leave it for a while, it'll start going funny. You find that you can't eat it. Whereas when you've got a squares bar, not even microscopic organisms don't want to touch that, because it's not food. It's plastic food. And those plastic foods cause inflammation. They get into our bodies and they inflame our cells, and the body sends the response, healing response, and then stuck at that inflammation stage. So if you want to repair yourself, please, please, please don't listen to the mainstream advice about bodybuilding with food, because they will tell you, oh, you're going to be flexible. They're making you drink lots of whey. I know lots of people who cut whey protein out of their diet and the inflammation went away, because most of whey protein is not food. I don't think whey protein is food, but unfortunately it's something that has crept into the bodybuilding world, the fitness world, and we all eat it. We all eat it without questioning. I used to drink whey protein every single evening. I did it for 25 years until one day I saw a comment. Somebody made a comment on one of my videos on Facebook, it was a few years ago, and said to me, Eddie, is it possible that whey protein can actually affect your prostate? By that time, I had this problem with the prostate where I actually had pain in my right testicle, permanent. It's chronic. It wouldn't go away. And the person said that normally I ignore comments, but I went home and I thought, hang on, let me try it. So I took the whey protein out, and voila, the pain went away. Then I realized, then I discovered functional nutrition, and I realized that everything that I was learning was exactly what I learned at the early 80s when I started bodybuilding. That's the time that I was advised to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and drink raw eggs and drink blended raw beef liver, because bodybuilding was about nutrition, fitness about nutrition. Fitness should be about nutrition. We are in the fitness industry, and when I see people eating ultra processed like cereals meant for children, I always say to them, look, you know that makes you come across a bit, not very smart, because those are not foods. I mean, the NHS is telling us not to eat those foods because they lead to diseases. Don't think that because you're bodybuilding, you're exempt. You're not exempt. You're like everybody else. If you want to build muscle, if you want to lose fat, if you want to do all those things, if you want to be fit, if you want to achieve your goal, please just avoid all ultra-processed foods. And you find that you would have things like inflammation, you would have things like sore joints. And in fact, one of the biggest benefits that you get is that you find the mental clarity, because there's no brain fog. Guys, I know this information comes, everybody's talking about this, but please don't just listen to the information. Try and implement it. If you've got sore joints, it's inflammation that's causing that. I advise you, like when you get up in the morning, have lots of eggs, have some cheese, or have some avocado with that. And then the next meal, have some, let's say, chicken thighs with the skin on. Can have some ribeye steak. Can have some salmon, something with fat in it. And then with that, can have another avocado again, some about 20 or 30 olives, not 30 grams, 20 or 30 olives. Can have nuts. The best nuts are walnuts, pecans, macadamia, almonds. Those are the best nuts. And then include them in your diet. And then have some cruciferous vegetables. Cut your meals down to 4. And then watch yourself. Then eventually, when you fat adapted, that you can put the carbs before and after training. And you find that you feel really good and you build muscle a lot quicker. Muscle building is not as complicated as they made it out to be. And I intend to show you that. I've written an ebook on muscle building. Now, this ebook, the reason why I wrote the ebook is because I was continually being asked by people, because I get lots of feedback from people just watching my videos. It says, Eddie, you changed my life. I feel amazing. I'm building muscle. I'm losing fat. Because you can't build muscle and lose fat. The lies is that you got to get fat first. You don't. You can build muscle and lose fat. So what I do is because I was being asked all the time, I put all this information in an ebook called Stop Bulk and Build Muscle. The book has helped a lot of people. Some people bought the book, and the feedback is that they are actually building muscle. Their joints are better. They got more energy, and they are literally losing fat at the same time. So guys, that's all I've got to say. I'm saying that you can repair your joint pain by reducing inflammation, by changing your diet. If you like this, give us a follow, because it helps us grow. And yeah, we'll be making a lot more videos about health and bodybuilding and fitness. Thank you for watching.